Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Somebody commented that my hair
Ah,
looked like a mushroom. So I've been trying to see tutorial for a messy bun.
OMG. If that's what's gonna get you down in life, like props to that person. I don't know what his name is on the internet. To bring you down out of all people with a comment about your hair.
It didn't bring me down, but I agree. A messy bun looks better, but I never was able to do it.
I disagree.
You think the mushroom bun is better?
I think that a tight, slick, well put together bun on you looks good and sexy. And if I can imagine other men that I've seen or other men maybe I haven't seen, but just picturing a guy with long hair and what I'd like, yeah, sure, messy looks good sometimes, but so does like a nice, like, just like back man bun. And I like that on you. Don't let him get you down.
Now I'm confused. Let's try this one. I'll look at both video. Maybe we can send him this video. Since you destroyed me for the entire night, like I tried to do a messy bun.
OMG. So it's funny because you always tell me, don't read the comments, don't read the bad comments.
But you told me.
I thought it was funny.
It's not. I don't want to know the comments.
Well, now you know how I feel when I read some of them.
Yeah, but don't read the comments, but don't read me the comments either.
It's true. I won't tell you any of the bad comments.
So,
but,
yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that 85% of the time I'd say that the comments never really get to me. I just laugh at them because they have nothing else better to say. Like I said, that guy is just jealous of you because you are sitting on a couch with your girlfriend talking about how great your sex life is.
Hey,
Like-
with my dog.
With your dog. I mean, come on.
My Brazil dog.
Come on.
Um,
That guy probably has, like to see what your hairstyle is, bro.
yeah,
Show
that's
us
it.
your hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better not be bald or I'm putting back my mushroom bun on.
Don't knock the bald guys.
So at the hotel that we have, like I asked to not, I don't want to read the comments per se. I want to have a spreadsheet of how many times a comment has been mentioned. And then that's what we fix. So I don't want to know about Lee's who thought the bed was hard. I want to know how many times somebody said the bed was hard. And then we fix the bed is too hard.
Yeah.
And then we change the bed. The comments, they get to me individually. But as a stat, I think it's great.
I couldn't agree more.
So if we have many comments about my bun, I will change my bun.
Now that the subject is out there, everyone who's watching this video, who may or may not even know Gab personally, what do you think about the bun? How many years have you had the bun?
Oof. More than 10.
More than 10 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
Or let's say 10. Yeah.
10 years. That's a long time to be rocking a bun.
Yeah, well, it's great because you don't have to do anything. Your hair can grow longer. You don't really have to do anything. Like the whole process is just putting the hair back together if it gets too messy, which can be days before it happens. And then you wash it and you get like an hour of freedom. But if you have comments, don't read me the comments.
I will.
Just tell me how many times a comment has been mentioned.
Noted. We'll keep a statistic sheet like we do with the
yes,
hotel.
please.
Man, if I started a stats sheet with the amount of times I've been called a whore and a cat lady and a slutty, disgusting woman, I'd say it. Well, actually, it's funny that you say that. You want to know the statistics. So how many people said what, and then you will do something to change or to improve.
At the hotel, I
So-
do, but online, I don't think I would.
Does it mean that if 90% of the people who've commented think I am a dirty, disgusting, slutty catwoman whore, then that means it's true?
No, I would answer that comment or that so it's different at the hotel when it's been like often we change something. Here, the way I see it, if like 10 people said something along the lines of, well, I'll be addressing that today, and we address that, then we take the clip and we paste it as a reply to everyone who said something along the lines of. In which case, it's like, ask us anything, but like we don't have to answer every. Like if it's along the lines of you are a whore, then we can do an episode about like that, or a clip, or like a.
About why I'm not a whore,
But
or if I embrace being a whore.
we can. Like, but then we could search a bit. Like,
What the internet says about embracing being a whore.
no, like what do people like who called other people a whore are, and then if
How
it's
to react
if it's
positively.
or whatever. Like if it's a religious thing, then we can talk about their imaginary friend or stuff like that.
And bring up like John 14.2 said that.
Yeah, yeah, we address the comment, but as a stat, not as like he said that and that got to be. That's why I don't read. I don't want to read the comments.
Yeah, I never respond to the negative comments. Most of the time they're funny. Some of the time they can be quite mean, but I don't respond because it's just, if I do, it will most often be because I have some kind of emotional reaction and really just want to respond passive aggressively and point out how much of an idiot that person is. But that's not productive. So I don't reinforce the bad behavior by giving it attention. I respond to the positive, thoughtful, generous, genuine comments and reinforce those. Keep them coming. Keep those positivity comments flowing.
But also, my friend thought my bun was too high.
Who said that?
Chuck, he sent me a graph like that. Your bun's too high. Like you should bring it down a few. So I've been bringing, and I agree. Like when I saw some pictures that we took in Amsterdam, because the super high bun is very comfortable. It's like samurai style bun.
Hold on. Before you go on, there's a bun chart.
There is
Is this a Reddit thing?
probably
I'm going to have to see this chart now.
yes.
Is it just for men or it's for women too?
It's for men.
Ah, okay, that changes things.
And since I trust his opinion more than whoever called me a mushroom bun, over the last few months I've been bringing my bun down like by a few millimeters. So I like when you just see a bit of the bun, but not too much. I mean, like here was too much. Like when I saw pictures of my bun, like in Amsterdam, I was like, yeah, that's too high.
Okay. I like your bun.
Yay! Oh my god. Anyway, I have an idea of what to talk about.
Okay.
All right. So, it's inspired by what we talked about yesterday, but I thought like we could have a bit of that conversation recorded.
What did
So,
we talk about?
here, we spent 2 months here now. We are leaving in 10 days. And it was a few things. Like it was first time living on a beach. Like it's quite literally on a beach. The land is sand.
We're in a dune.
Yeah.
Everywhere's a sand dune.
Yeah, it's
so-
a giant sand dune. It's really cool. Icaraizinho in the northeast of Brazil. And it's been fun, but it's also another thing.
Hold on, you have a lot of hairs here.
Yeah, Wesley came.
Make a wish. You didn't make a wish. Okay, go on.
And it's a kite beach, right? And it's the first time that we chill in a kite beach, and we liked it.
Well, it's the second time.
Second time,
There was Lo Stagnon.
yeah, for a week, La Stagnon in Sicily, and but it was outside high season. It was like
Yeah, but we can, when we're thinking back on it, we're seeing the similarities between
Yes.
the two kind of vibes,
Well-
which is what you're getting to.
But yes, like there was things that I know I would like. It's like a surf beach. It's not everyone that hang out in a surf beach are surfers, but there's a vibe that's always there where you have like a bunch of people doing sports. It's chill. It's relaxed. It's fun. There's always some kind of infrastructure for tourists, like a few restaurants, a few bars, a few place to hang out, a cafe thing. But that I knew we were gonna like, and that I saw in Los Stagnon that it was the same. But there's a thing that I didn't know, is the wind.
Yeah. It just clicked yesterday. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's why we like it. Yeah.
This is how we can really enjoy hot climate,
Yeah.
hot destinations. Because, I mean, I love going to a hot destination. It's not like I wake up one day and I'm like, oh, I want to go to Norway during the winter months I don't do winter sports either, but I obviously for traveling destinations, they're usually the hotter ones and hotter times of the year and so on. But it can get real hot depending where you are and not that enjoyable.
Too hot.
Too hot, your energy's low, you're sweating, you can't do a lot of activities. You're just spending your days in the AC, you're dying to get home. So it can actually, have a negative impact on your trip.
Yes, too hot is not that enjoyable. And when you think about it, if you spend your entire day inside because of the AC, what's the difference between winter where you spend your entire day inside because of the heating? But the wind here has made the whole thing really enjoyable. You have always, when you're outside, some kind of free AC in the town. It's always from the same direction. The wind blows every day. It's been going down over the last few weeks. We arrived past the point of the highest winds, let's say.
The rain's coming soon.
The rain is coming soon, and when the rain comes, the wind stops here. And now that I feel the days that it's not windy, it's more or less enjoyable. When I'm walking, it's just oh my God, I'm dying. It's hard to walk. It's hard to
breathe.
Yeah, so I was thinking about other kite spots, and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be windy, so it's gonna be warm but more comfortable. And we both agreed on that yesterday.
It was like an epiphany.
Yeah.
We're like, this is it.
This is it. We like kite beaches because they're windy and warm, so the water's warm.
Windy, warm, and relax.
Yeah, exactly.
And chill.
So
and often hidden locations too, quite remote.
They will often be like that. It's a little bit like surf beach. You will not usually have a big city that grew up around a kite or a surf beach. It's just the end of the road, and then you have a little touristy town there. And so I was thinking, why not we use this new perimeter that we just found and brainstorm a bit, where shall we go in the next years? What do you think?
I'm down.
You're down. Okay. So here's the perimeters as I see them. A lot of them are unchanged. Okay. So we want to place, first of all, it needs to be affordable. The price is still a big perimeter.
Of course.
Especially in the next coming month, we're still kind of in the beginning phase of owning a big hotel.
It's a bit tight.
There's challenges. So then places that are too expensive, like Hawaii, gets discarded for now. Let's wait till we have some revenues. More revenues for so the price is a perimeter. What else?
The journey.
So you mean flight?
That's always a little bit of a parameter.
Yeah.
In terms of logistics, easiness, between going back and forth between home and not, and frequency of flights, and yeah.
I agree. And so would we care going to Asia, where not would we care, is it realistic in the next month or next let's say till next summer to go to Asia, where it's cheap when you arrive there, but the flight is really expensive and long.
I'm going to say no, simply because being close to home right now is important because we're still in the beginning phases of the hotel and so on. And there are places that are closer to get to, cheaper to get to, and cheaper or as cheap to live in than Asia, as
Okay.
Asia.
So then, I like this new method of searching where we're going, because it really, I agree. Like I think we have time to get there, but right now the flight would be so expensive. Like right now, flights are
So expensive.
yeah, like it's not like in the good old days pre-COVID. Like now
Yeah,
it's
and also from what I've heard, Asia is still, there's a lot of stuff still happening there in terms of COVID and logistics and stuff like that.
yeah. But well, my friend, I talked to him like 2 days ago, and he had his mask, and he was
I-
like, "Fuck this! Like ah,
I'm coming home.
fuck this mask thing! I can't take it anymore." Oh my god! But okay, so then it restrict to price. I would say America as the whole continent. Okay, so it's not too far. It wouldn't be too expensive. And the kite destination. What else?
Cost of living.
Cost of living. So yeah, price, cost of
Yeah,
living. Yeah.
absolutely.
What else?
Then I think it comes down to like little parameters in
Like
terms
what?
of like things that are important for me when we get somewhere is that I can walk everywhere I need to go. Everything is in walking distance. So especially the grocery store, pharmacy, beach. So those services are need to be around, because if we're somewhere where we have to drive to get food and stuff, that's just not convenient. And I know you like to have a car when you travel, but it's, even if we did have a car in our destination, you would take it and I would still need to get around.
Yeah.
So, there's bikes and stuff for sure, but I just like, it has to be walking distance.
Walking
and
distance. Perfect.
Safe.
Safe.
Safety.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, this is an assumption that most like kite destinations are, actually no, that's a wrong assumption to make, that they're all safe.
No, safety.
Safety is a concern,
Yeah.
always. So yeah, logistics, little logistics like that. After those big ones.
Meeting people.
Yeah, so access to meeting people. Although it depends, like here right now in Brazil, I mean, we met a few people, but it's not like we go out of our way to go hang out with them. And we spend a lot of time at home, and we spend time with Marie and Cicero.
Yeah.
But if they weren't here with us, then if we didn't already have friends here, we would maybe go out and seek more like friendly social events and stuff like that, to just like get away from each other, or to not like, you know what I mean.
But I was more talking about meeting people.
Yes. So yes, meeting people. Yes, that is a parameter as well, especially being here. It's such a small town that there's not that many people around to meet.
Here, no.
No, and on the apps too, I went on, and let me tell you, I got to the end of the search pretty quickly. I think it was less than 10 people that were online, and they're like, "You've reached the end. Please broaden your search." I'm like, "Oh man."
But we were quite paresseux because we have some matches that we didn't even write to.
Yeah.
So there's us too. But yeah, like it's not a plus here. There's
Yeah.
not that many people, and you have to be now you have to be more
Yes,
active.
and language too. So language is a
Language,
barrier,
yeah.
because the people that are here, even if we were to meet some locals, like nobody speaks English. And like we speak very broken Portuguese, and like
Yeah.
we get through, but it's still not that fun if you're like on a date.
Next time we'll
And
have to fix it.
Fix what?
By
That parameter?
like that parameter,
Yeah.
like be more active and speak Portuguese. Yeah. What else as a parameter? That's pretty much it. Like we removed as a parameter the I know one. we removed in the last year the like business potential as starting
Yeah.
a thing like a camping hotel thingy, tiny house, that we're not really into it for the next year at least or more. But since we are doing this, Wi-Fi or internet is a
Yeah.
parameter.
So important.
Yeah.
We went to Holbox
Yeah.
last year when we first went to Mexico. It was the first destination we sort of spent a lot of time in. I think we spent about a week there because a friend had recommended it. It's super cool.
It is
very
cool.
small island. I can't remember what town it's. You take the ferry from.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Anyways, beautiful island. Really chill vibes. Like no cars are allowed on there. It's all these little golf carts. The infrastructure's crazy, but it's chill beach vibes. But the internet there is non-existent. And we had read online before going that people were saying, like, if you're going there to work remotely, don't. The internet is super shoddy. I remember that there's 2 cafes in the whole, which is owned by the same people, that have good internet. Can't even remember why they have good internet.
Yeah, but you have to pay.
Yeah, so you have to pay to use it.
About
which is,
like what, $10 US an hour or
Yeah,
something, like
something
very
crazy like
expensive.
that.
And then you're like, oh my god, 59, 58.
Yeah, I don't even think you can renew it after that. There's a limit onto how long you can stay.
It was ruining after a few days, it was ruining the experience because we had to do stuff for back home. I mean, I just received a video. Like, I have to have a call.
It just wasn't working. We had so much work to do. I was still helping David, taking calls. So I was like on our online phone system every day, and it was just impossible. But, aside from that, living on that little island beach vibe was great because we were eating super well. We were working out. We were taking care of our bodies. We had fun. Like every day at 5, I remember we'd go take a nice sunset dip in the beach. We cooked all the time. That part was really nice, and I remember feeling so good in my body there, but the internet was just like,
And it is a kite beach from, I think, December to May or something, but no, internet's too bad. So we have to research the internet. And I think that's pretty much it, like in terms of parameters.
We need a kitchen.
Yeah, but that's
that's
like
just like a given.
That's the parameter of the place we are gonna rent.
Yeah.
Like the house that we would be renting. Okay, so do you want to know which locations fits those parameters?
Tell me.
Okay.
Let's dream. And let us know also if you've heard of any of these places, if you've been to them, if you have any other recommendations. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah, please let us know because we are quite open and we are not gonna decide like right away. So, in America, a kite destination, price acceptable. America as the continent, I mean. The Wi-Fi, I don't know for sure. We'll have to research. So, now we're going back home. And we'll be back home in January, and we'll leave again in February, let's say, ish. So the wind blows from the ocean all the way to, you have Florida, and then all those small islands that goes down to South America. That's where the wind blows in February, March, let's say. So there's Florida near, like, in Miami, there's I don't remember, but south of Miami, there's a small island there.
Yeah.
There's Barbados, Bahamas.
There's kite there?
Yeah, like
the wind?
the wind comes from the ocean all the way from Florida to Venezuela, like, almost. Like it comes in like from that direction. So all those small islands will have like some kind of kite spot. So like Aruba, and then there's Colombia, who I read like a lot. It's so you have like let's say you have Panama, and then Costa Rica, and then it connects to Colombia, and then South America starts. This coast, which is like the Colombia in the Caribbean, so Barranquilla,
Cartagena.
Cartagena, that coast has wind during those months. So there's a small town called Santa Veronica, which is between Cartagena and Barranquilla in the Caribbean, Colombia. That's a spot that I saw. I didn't research that much. I don't know the internet, although I think it could be quite good. But I'm not so sure why. There's there Aruba, small island north of there. Like Martinique, Guadeloupe, all
Okay.
those small islands like Saint Martin and all those stuff. Like they will have kite beaches where the wind blows.
You hate islands.
I have to reconsider because they're like the things that I didn't like about Highlands was in my previous travel, and now I travel differently a bit.
You also have someone that cooks for you all the time.
Yay.
So that makes a huge difference. does it
Yes.
not?
Yes, and like but it was like one of the thing that I hated was the stuff doesn't arrive. But I've been traumatized while working in South Caicos, where I had one broccoli for like 6 weeks, and the rest of the time was spaghetti, like, and sausages with bugs inside the spaghetti, and
Dégueulasse.
the stuff didn't arrive, and that was unacceptable. Then, on the that was in South Caicos, the main island, Provo. There was an IGA,
Yeah.
but then like the price is expensive. And then the price factor, that's a problem. Because if price is a factor for the next 6 months, all those islands, like the price of food is just insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
When you say Aruba, I'm just thinking of like luxury yacht kiting and
Really? That's
yeah.
Aruba?
That's how I picture Aruba.
Oh, really?
Martinique too, like very
Yeah, Martinique, yeah. But Aruba
like you
is
go there if
simply-
you have a lot of money to.
Yeah,
But I could be
okay.
wrong. I don't know.
But, like Trinidad, Tobago, all those small
There I would
islands.
go.
But the price, like it's like the Bahamas. People there aren't that rich, but I mean the price of the food is just
Yeah.
insane for them too.
Yeah.
So then the food gets really bad. But I didn't cook back then. But even when you go to the grocery store, you can't buy olive oils and stuff. So at that point, the food makes the whole thing. It ruins the experience because you don't feel good in your body because you don't have access to good food. If I had to choose, like, access to the continent is better. Or, let's say, Hawaii. Then it's
Yeah.
expensive, but you have, like,
It's America.
containers of fucking shit arriving. Like, you want a boat, like, you want a car. Press that button. It's expensive, but we'll get you your
Yeah.
car. So I say that some islands are well, and I'm sure that Saint Martin, though, like English or French
Yeah.
islands, it's expensive, but you can have like water con gas and
If
stuff.
you can
like,
pay for it,
Yeah.
then
how do you say
it's
water
always-
con gas? Actually, like the Spanish version.
sparkling water.
Sparkling water. Oh my god, I'm gonna say water con
Sparkling
gas
water.
forever. So access to the continent is a plus. An island, I'd say, is a minus, especially for the coming. Okay, so there's other spots. La Ventana. So in Baja California, which is the peninsula that goes all the way down
In Mexico.
in Mexico. At the tip, you have like Los Cabos, 2 cities that are like Cabos named. And then just north of that, you have La Ventana, which is on the side of the Sea of Cortez. And there's wind that blows in that bay every day until May. So there's that. The internet, I think, is not that good, but I have to research. Maybe it changed. Maybe like we could send like a few messages to a few like posada, a few hotels there to give us like a speed,
speed
test
test.
screenshot, you know. So La Ventana in Mexico is one. Like the coast near Cartagena, Santa Veronica, Barranquilla in Colombia is one. Surprisingly, there's kite in Ometope Island.
Ometope.
Ometope
Sounds like
Ometope
onomatopoeia.
Island which is 2 volcanoes on the big lake in Nicaragua.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, so you have a big lake and you have 2 volcanoes that created an island kind of in the middle. And there's a ferry, and on that side, there is kite. So the wind blows again, like
How far is that from San Juan del Sur?
the ferry you get in 15 minutes.
Okay.
But then the ferry is an hour, and then driving on the island must be another like.
So you have to take the ferry to go kite.
That's like not really realistic
No.
because if we're in San Juan del Sur, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's not realistic at all.
So it's not realistic. But living on the island,
yeah.
that would be more realistic. So I don't know. There's kite there, but judging from the number of videos and the number of school, it's really like there's not that much
Yeah.
kite there. But the island looks great. It's 2 volcanoes, so you have
Cool.
like 2 giant mountains that are like there, and it's a big lake, and it's not salty water. It's like soft.
Fresh water?
Fresh water.
Okay.
So there's there. Surprisingly too, not that far from there, on the Costa Rica coast, there is kite. There is a bay that goes like this. So the wind blows from that direction, but so since it's like this, the wind blows in the proper direction. And that's an hour and 30 minutes from San Juan del Sur. It's not that far, but it's like even further because the road have to go like,
Okay.
it goes like this. So there's one spot in Nicaragua, one spot in Costa Rica.
In Colombia?
There's Colombia, there's Mexico, there's Miami.
Miami ain't cheap. I think we could just cross that one off the list too.
Is it that expensive when you rent something in Miami?
Well, I don't know. I stayed in Miami Beach, so I know there it's already expensive. I didn't actually go. I didn't have time to go spend on the other side in the city. So, and I went around Christmas time.
Okay.
But man, I remember like just looking for a hotel room. I was like, the prices were insane, and not just that, but restaurants and stuff too. But again, Miami Beach. So.
But like the grocery store is cheaper than Canada.
Maybe.
In the United States. Yeah. Food is
cheaper.
cheaper. Well, let's say the same price.
It's the same price.
But
It's still expensive. It's not cheap in Canada.
No, like not compared to here. Well, yeah, like no, here is cheaper for sure. But you don't get the same. It's
No.
cheaper also because we don't buy strawberries and blueberries and those expensive fruit. You just can't buy them here. So yeah, it's cheaper because we don't have access to the same things. And there are other parts, but then that would be outside America. Let's say like islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, so Cape Verde, Canary Islands, stuff like that. I
What
don't
about, and what's the one near Dominican?
know. There's one in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, Cabarete.
Cabarete.
Cabarete. Looks cool.
I've only traveled to Dominican and all-inclusive vacations, so I don't know what Dominican Republic is like outside of those big, giant, like entranceways to the hotel.
It's a Caribbean island that speaks Spanish. Like it's
not that different than the other places we've been, I'm sure. Cabarete.
not that different. I mean, it's very affordable, and it's an island, but it's a good enough size that I think that some stuff will get there. And like there was a I have something in my. There was a YouTuber that I was following when we were going to Mexico, William Tadian,
Oh yeah.
the Swedish guy.
The
And-
Swedish man.
Yeah, and right now he's in
He's a travel
Cabarete.
vlogger.
Yeah, he's a travel vlogger.
Oh, he is.
And right now, yeah.
Oh shit.
So I saw that. I was like, interesting. I watched the videos and I was walking on the beach and the kite aren't there yet.
Okay.
So the wind hasn't started yet, but I'm guessing that in February it's like high kite season there.
Let me ask you this. What happens if we plan a destination because the wind's supposed to be there and we get there and there's no wind?
There's no wind. It's like skiing. It's when I go to ski, but it rains and there's no snow.
Yeah.
There's no ski. That's it. Those sports that are temperature dependent, it's part of the game. You go there, but there's no wind, so you can't do it. Then I'll go walk on the beach, you know.
Yeah.
I'll do like I do here. Because for a few weeks now, the wind has been down, and I don't have a big enough kite to go when the wind is not strong enough, so I need better equipment. I've been walking on the beach.
Almost 10 kilometers a day.
Yeah, pretty cool. But I need to go at 4 because it's too, like at noon, it's just like, oh my God, the sun is incredible. We're here 400 kilometers from the equator.
Damn.
We're just like, on the equator, basically. And it's just 400 kilometers north in the water
crazy.
there. Yep. And so, I don't think I forget that many.
So those are our options?
Those are our options. So, what turns you on, what turns you off?
I can rank them.
Rank them, please.
It's kind of a toss-up between 1 and 2, but I'll say Mexico, Colombia.
Are 1 and 2?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the other ones were.
There's-
Nikka.
There's a Costa Rica, okay? There's a bunch of islands like Dominican Republic, but also like Saint Martin's, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Aruba.
Okay, so I'm going to say Mexico, Colombia, Nikka, Costa Rica, and the islands.
Okay, so the islands are off.
The islands are off.
What about Cabarete?
I don't know. Actually, no, I changed my mind. It's Mexico, Colombia, Nikka, Cabarete, Costa Rica, islands.
Costa Rica is down on the list.
I'm sure I'm sure it's a beautiful place, but for some reason, I just feel like everyone goes to Costa Rica. You know me, when it comes to destinations that are very oversaturated with tourists, I'm just a little like, oh. But I'm probably wrong. It's probably incredible. Well, it is incredible. That's why people go there. So I shouldn't underestimate the places that people go to a lot because
You have your secret per meter. It's perfect.
when I think of Costa Rica, I think it's oversaturated with spiritual gangsters.
All those places are. Maybe less in
I
Brazil.
am a
though.
retreat girl. I love going on retreats and such, but I don't know. I also don't want to be surrounded by spiritual gangsters who are Instagramming every 5 seconds.
Perfect. But let's look at your top 2, which for some reason you think that many people go to La Ventana.
Well,
Not that many people though. Like you should see Baja California. It's a desert. It's a real desert with.
I don't know anyone who's been there except for you and.
I never even been to La
okay.
Ventana, but I've been to Baja California. It was pretty cool. But back then, I was thinking surf would be my nautical sport, and it wasn't realistic. Like to learn that and have fun for like hours, it's just like
You're dying.
yeah. Plus, so I was on Todos Santos side, on the Pacific side. But it's beautiful. But let me ask you this. Let's focus on your top destination. Mexico, Colombia. Do you have like a preference for one of the two?
I say Mexico because I would like to see other parts of Mexico other than the Riviera Maya. And, you know, we speak Mexican Spanish. It's Mexico. Mexico always kind of feels like home a little bit. Like, that's Mexico, you know. It's familiar, even though I've never been to that area before. And Colombia, because I absolutely love Colombia when we went. It's a really cool culture. It's beautiful. It's just like, I don't know. I love the vibe of Colombia. And I really wanted to go visit that Caribbean side, which I didn't have time to go to when we were there. We were mostly in the cities. The furthest we got, I think, was Cali, which we actually didn't even see because we were in the mountains there. But I've heard great things about the Caribbean coast in Cartagena specifically. So I'd love to go back to Colombia. I think it's a cool place.
With the wind too, it must
Yeah.
be comfortable
Yeah.
because it's very hot there.
Yeah.
But with the wind, it must be quite comfortable.
And it's cheap. It's
cheap.
cheaper than Mexico.
It's cheaper than
Yeah.
Mexico. Yeah. Like, oh my God. The grocery store, what was the name of those grocery stores? You remember?
Which one?
In
Colombia?
Medellin? Yeah,
Like
in Colombia.
Fresco Green or something.
Okay. Oh my God. Like cerise de terre. How do you say? Those things.
Those orange,
Yeah.
raisin, tomato looking gooseberries?
I don't know
Called
English.
gooseberries?
They're called cerise de terre, like heart cherry in French. It's like those things where in Quebec, when you buy them, you have like that little skin
Yeah.
that you take off, and then there's
I
this
think they're called
orange fruit.
gooseberries.
A small thingy is like $5, even in the, like that's the cheapest it gets in Quebec. There, it was just the fruit, not the skin, like that big for
$1.
$1. I was crazy. It was so cheap, and it was cool. Like that. That is probably the cheapest I've been like in a grocery store since a long time.
Not just groceries, but transportation.
Yeah, flights were like
Daily cost
$10.
of living. The flights are incredibly cheap.
Yeah,
like,
Uber for $2 is like what?
flights for $10.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, the airports can be a little bit chaotic, but that's normal for that part of the world.
have you been to LA?
No, I haven't.
In terms of chaotic airport, like
Really?
oh yeah, it's just like it's insane that it's a rich country because you look at the airport, you're like, this is a mess. Like,
Really?
total mess. Oh my God, what's happening here? It's at that point I'll take Medellin Airport compared to that. It's better, even though it's a little bit chaotic. But yeah, like the transportation.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, in terms of safety too, I think they're both relatively similar. Mexico, Colombia.
They're like they're both, I guess, Atlanta level safe.
Atlanta level safe?
Yeah.
What
like,
is Atlanta level safe?
not good, not great, not terrible.
Why Atlanta?
It's because I use it as an example for people who ask me, like, what about safety in Brazil? Like, do you go to the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look at the stats.
Yeah.
It's like maybe not Fortaleza, but here it's definitely safer than like Detroit or
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah,
So it depends on like the,
that is true.
yeah, most people will think like, okay, this is not safe, but not like incredible. Well, then you should be comfortable in most travel destination. But not great, not terrible. It's, you can, for me, if we get our stuff stolen, I don't care. Like that part, I don't care. Like take my phone, take my
Just don't kill us, please.
just like I will drop everything there, everything that I own, and then I will run away,
Yeah.
take it's Halloween, take everything you need. So when the crime is stealing, I'm more comfortable with that. When the crime is like here in the big city where it's like, oh no, we'll kill you too because you saw my face, then I think it's unacceptable
Yeah.
crime level. There's cities near here, like in Bahia, for example. It's a Colonial City. There's all these nice little houses painted of every color. They're featured in the Michael Jackson
Oh, yeah.
music
They,
video.
they don't really care about us.
Yeah, exactly. With
The drums.
the drums and everything.
They
And
don't
it
really
looks,
care about us. That's a great video.
yeah, and it's like Africa in Brazil, so
Yeah.
they have their own culture there. It's all black. It looks great, but the crime level is unacceptable. That little part of town with the houses, that's pacified with like army guards,
Ay,
like
ay,
in
ay.
every corner. So you can go there and that's safe, but the rest of town is not that safe. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I'll travel.
Travel at your own risk.
Well, I'm not gonna travel like 4-hour flight to go to like a thing like, oh, there's a blue houses. Okay, now we have to go back to the airport. Like this is.
Well, most people probably go because Michael Jackson filmed his video there, and
But it's known for that.
Yeah.
But it's all like Colonial City. They always have something.
yeah.
Kind of. It's like in Mexico. The little Colonial City. They're kind of interesting. They always like a Spanish thing. But in Bahia, it was Portuguese.
Okay.
So a bit different. So safety, Mexico and Baja California. Yeah, Mexico is always.
Unpredictable. You never know.
Yeah, it's not good.
In terms of distance to home, not bad. Flights and logistics, not bad.
Both are about 6 hours. Both have a direct flight option from Montreal, or something you go to Atlanta, you spend an hour there, and then
Yeah.
another flight. So both are good. Both are connected to the continent. That's good. Those are my top two. Also,
Internet is unpredictable.
we have to check. It depends. Like both have incredible internet in part of the country, and then terrible internet
Yeah.
in other parts. So we have to check. Like I thought that in Albush we could manage with the phone internet, but even then, like,
It was so bad.
and even electricity was bad there.
Yeah.
So like,
We lost power a lot.
yeah, it was just like,
Here, where we are right now, best internet I've ever had traveling.
Yeah.
By far.
like what the hell?
Incredible.
Yeah, the electricity turns off sometime. Most especially on Saturday nights.
When it's
Are
like
we Saturday night?
We are Saturday night.
No, so it's the little abuelitas are doing.
It's Saturday night in Icaraí.
They have like these this little part of town where it's kind of the city
like
center.
the square.
Yeah, and those grandmothers comes from farms that they own or a little restaurant. It's not inside town, and they come and set up food that they cooked.
Yeah, their little pots and their little gas stoves, and they're selling pieces of their lasagna and stuff.
It's good.
It's so good. And the cakes, they cook cakes too, and desserts. The cakes are like Betty Crocker on crack. These like huge, like chocolate vanilla cakes that are made from scratch, or maybe from a box too. I don't know, but they really remind me of Betty Crocker style, like cake in a box on steroids. And you ask for a little piece, and it's like a piece to feed 6 people. I remember once I was like, no, solo pequeña, like a little piece. And she's like, no, it's okay. I give you, like, it's like 1 piece. This piece. I'm like, oh my God.
She has like 2 knives. She always wear her Saturday dress.
Yeah.
And then she has like those 2 knives like to cut the cake. Like.
Oh my God.
So yeah. And then Nikka, Costa Rica, because Nikka, that would be on an island
But
in
Nikka's
in the middle of a lake. We're basically we would be living at the base of a volcano in a fresh water.
If there's a grocery store, then I'm good.
I think there's everything. I heard good comments about that place actually,
Yeah.
surprisingly, because it's an island in the middle of a lake. It looks weird,
Is
but
the volcano active?
good question.
That's worth looking into.
Yeah. So and those are Plan B maybe. Plan A is Mexico, Colombia.
Yeah.
Plan B would be Nikka, Costa,
Or cabarete.
or Cabarete, and then Plan C is the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check it out. Maybe we'll go there. I mean, if you guys have ideas or comments, or if some are you,
Let us know.
yeah, let us know. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yay.
Those are our morning chats.
That's it.
That's it.
Simple.
Simple.
Thank you, baby. Oh, you did.